His arms went all stiff and just went, bosh.
Well, Tony Bellew was saying, he said, that's it, it's over. And he wasn't wrong either. I mean, that was absolutely brutal. But
shoulders, arms, body, side of the head. Just take it.
what a right hand that was from the Mexican.
Once again, we'll take a look at this shot.
It's like a right hook. It comes across at least.
Oh! Hi guys, we want you to share our content. Simply like, subscribe or follow our channels on all social media outlets. The more people you tag, the more posts you make, the more chance you've got of winning. We're giving away 5 $50 prizes. Get boxing! Hi guys, and welcome back to the latest episode of Gotchinned on Sunday the 5th of November. And here in Great Britain we celebrate Guy Fawkes Night, which was just for our American fans and the rest of the world. That's when the last honest person ever went into Parliament with a true good intention.
Shame it never happened.
yes, absolutely. Shame he was arrested and missed. So anyway, mate, before we get started and jump straight into the weekend's action of boxing, I want to just give a massive shout out to O'Hara Davis. O'Hara Davis is fighting for the WBA World Championships. If you would like to be a sponsor of O'Hara, drop us a message from only just $1,000 or £1,000. You could be your brand, your product featured with O'Hara Davis in front of the whole world to see. Just drop us a line and we'll put you in touch with his manager and trainer. Anyway, moving on from that, mate, want to tell the people about our new app. I know we're bleating about it, but you can actually download it 100% for free and have your say.
Not only can you download it, you can scan the code.
Yeah, that's it. The code that's down there on the side. Don't worry about that. You scan that code, go down, download the app. It's 100% free, 100% advert free, and enjoy telling us what you think and voting on who you think won the real fights. And I think there's 3 on there so far. The Joe Goodall fight, Tyson Fury fight, and of course his brother Tommy Fury. You tell us what you think and vote with everyone else. Anyway, so let's talk about the action of boxing at the weekend. We're going to start with Sissoko versus Lucerio. I mean, that was a fantastic right hook. What do you think, mate?
Yes. You wait to the slow-mo. It's this perfectly timed, step side, bosh, have some of that.
Straight on the chin.
Yeah. Listen, it took a few seconds for it to register that it hurt.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, being smacked in the chin tends to do that to you after a while. I mean, there's a lot of people who've never stepped in that ring don't really understand exactly what that actually feels like. Believe it or not, guys, right? It doesn't hurt until tomorrow. That's when it hurts, unless there's a severe break. I mean, obviously, like the Canelo Billy Joe fight, etc.
Unless you're Jay Pataya, who had his jaw broken both sides and went on to fight another 9 rounds, you know, unless you like him, Superman.
Yeah, well, his testicles must be about that big. Do you know what I mean?
He carries a man in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that's it. And we've spoken to Jay and obviously his manager as well. He's a fantastic character. But that was a great shot by Sissoko. It really
well
was.
timed. It hasn't necessarily got to be hard. It was just well timed, connected nice, and job done.
Absolutely. I mean, what can you ask of a fighter from that?
Yeah, perfectly connected.
Good clean knockout. Okay, so on to the Noshingo versus Kuro. And did this go the wrong way for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom? Totally unexpected. Was hoping the South African was going to do the business, become the first unified South African world champion. But
Shoulders, arms, body, side of the head. Just take it.
what a right hand that was from the Mexican. Curio, I mean, that was brutal. And this goes to show that, you know, you never
just never know what's around the corner.
And look at that. That just comes straight over the top. Bang. Flush on the chin. And you know what? This guy isn't even a knockout specialist either.
No. But tell you what, he looked like he was out cold before he hit the floor. His arms went all stiff and just went, bosh.
Well, Tony Bellew was saying, he said, That's it. It's over. It's over. It's over. And he wasn't wrong either. I mean, that was absolutely brutal.
Listen, once he hit the deck and sort of come to and he spat his own gum shield out, he knew then he didn't want no more.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, that was a cracking job. And of course, now it opens the dream for Curiel. I mean, the world is now his oyster. He's pretty much going to decide on what he's got to do.
Listen, Mexico are producing a lot of good fighters, and some of them becoming champions.
Well, there's quite a few, all led by Canelo, sat at the front there. I mean, what a fantastic role model he is. And what I really liked about that knockout is it was against the grain. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit of heart and upset the apple cart to make an interesting fight.
Yeah, I think sometimes upsetting the apple cart is the best way to be.
And Eddie don't like it. Okay, so here we go. Javier Martinez versus Isaiah Wise. And this was, not a bad knockdown either.
Otto.
And that, I mean, that was lovely. I mean, he was completely off balance there. Really was. He sort of recovered rather well. And that straight left hand. It wasn't. I think it was just too easy to go down then. And then there was another one. There was another one straight down. And you've got to say, at the end of the day, he just wasn't really defending himself on the third one. Second and third one, it was too easy to put him down.
Listen, it's like an open meat market in the end.
Yeah, look at that. Bang, clipped him around the ear, essentially. And that was the first one. And like you say, it doesn't look like he made that much of a connection, but it's just that nudge to shift the brain against the side of the skull.
Listen, that third...
And here's the second one. Look at that. Bang. I mean, it just didn't even give him chill. It didn't even take an 8 count.
No.
It just sort of stayed there. Crack.
Straight down the middle, straight through his guards, put him on his bum.
Let me guess. And this
That,
was
that one there, it
right.
was a 3-hit combo. Good night.
Yeah, right, left. Here it
Listen,
comes.
they're not necessarily hard punches, but they're...
So that was the one on the chin, and that straight left right on the button there. That was the one that finished it, wasn't it?
Listen, that last knockdown was like a 3-hit combo, not necessarily hard punches, but just perfectly timed each one. And
well, the first punch didn't actually make connection. It was enough for him to throw his guard up. So he had his guard up like that and get caught round the ear. So, and of course that left straight from the southpaw stance, which straight through the guard, bang on the chin. But he never really recovered, and it didn't look like he was hit that particularly hard. But if you watch the fighter, you see his head shake quite violently in such a short space. So his brain's moving, coming back, which is what causes the sort of wobble as he was getting up.
yeah, he looked dizzy and disorientated when he stood up.
But also, I would say there's a lot of inexperience there. An experienced fighter would have took the 8 count. Give yourself that time. Don't get bouncing back up and straight into it.
Yeah, but it could be disorientated. That's why he stood up, didn't know where he was quickly for a few seconds.
Yeah, I know. And this is where obviously education comes in and experience. Okay, so Brandon Moore versus Robert Sims.
And he stayed outside. He didn't fall in. Nice chopping right hand. That was a nice chopping right hand.
Well, I mean, it was very difficult to make out how that knockdown went. I mean, Brandon Moore is completely out of shape. I mean, obviously the slow-mo...
Sims
is completely out of shape. And, it makes me think, I can go back into the ring even at my shape. But it's very difficult. I mean, obviously he's got caught on the temple.
It's sort of like down here. As he's sort of going down, it's like hit downwards on him.
He got back up and obviously the fight went finished. That wasn't the KO moment. But I just want to talk about, just quickly, when they're in that bad a physical condition, right, that is bad. I mean, we go back to the Martin Bacoli fight. He was in what I would consider a bad condition.
That weren't far off Wings of Redemption and Boogie.
This guy here? Yeah. It is on an old Misfits boxing card. And what I sort of think about that is, listen, this is a dangerous sport. Really dangerous. And you need to give it,
listen, you've got to be a bloody athlete to to survive in a sport like this. You know, you talk about Tyson Fury, he might be a bit out of shape, but he's an athlete.
And he was in a lot better shape than that guy there. Anyway,
Yes.
so moving on. We have the Delgado versus Hernandez fight. And this was pretty brutal.
Delgado is just using his angles to defend against that pressure.
Oh.
Which is good.
Oh. Oh.
He put him on the canvas as a tough Hernandez is holding on for dear life here with a minute and 18
Listen,
seconds
he
left.
means these punches.
He does. These punches look utter mean. And this, do you know what that looks like to me? That looks like someone's visiting the emergency room there. I mean, there was some brutal uppercuts, some brutal right hands in that, and they were pretty brutal. I mean, you can see it in slow motion. Look at that. Bang on the chin. Just put his head up,
Then
just
another
nudged
one.
his head up here, come across right with left uppercut, and of course pushes his head back, blocks the sort of vision right on the chin. Absolute cracking shot. He just marks him. Look at that. I mean, that is an eye socket breaker along with the second one, and then he caught it with the inside of the glove.
Yeah, but I don't think that's intentional, that inside of the glove. I think it's just in the moment. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, them punches were thrown with sort of, for me, looking in on it, looked like with bad intentions.
Oh, well, all punches are thrown with bad intentions. So,
No,
I mean,
but-
that was particularly vicious. Really nice.
Yeah,
shots.
no, that was looked like there was some, must have been a bit of hatred towards each other.
Well, I think like every boxing match, it starts out they all hate one another and they kiss and cuddle after. Apart from the Joe Goodall fight this weekend, that
Yeah.
was interesting. They started out and then it was sort of, bitch fitting at one another. But if you look at Delgado in that fight, I mean, he was there, had venom in his punches. Other fighters in his weight division, would start to suffer with a condition called anus collapticus after watching that, because that was vicious, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It was vicious. Okay, so on to the next one. And here we have Murtala versus Torres. It was a great card for Top Rank and ESPN at the weekend. Really, really good card.
I think they're all putting on good shows.
Left from Murataya has Torres in trouble here in round 7. Seconds ago. Yeah, sets up the combination.
Oh,
Trying to tell y'all.
You have to look at that again in slow motion. That was very fast. Those
yeah, I was going to say, I didn't
fury,
see
wasn't
it.
Here we go. Bang, bang.
Time, but that uppercut set it up.
Two sort of left hooks, and then he sort of went round over balance. He tried to put his hand up and it slipped underneath him. So you got an uppercut and the uppercut and the right hand virtually were on top of one another. It's like he hadn't finished
it's like
throwing the
boom,
uppercut
boom,
before
like
the
that.
right
It's like
hand had
Jesus.
kicked him on the chin.
Thank God for slow-mo cameras.
Yeah, I mean, that was fantastically fast. Fantastically fast. And I think, I always say to this, that the lighter the weight division, the harder it is for the KO. But if you can throw hands like that, it's like two different punches at the same time, like millisecond apart, your opponent's too busy worrying about the first punch, let alone the second punch coming across the backhand of the chin.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, they don't. When you used to box and used to fight Richie Brown, wasn't a hard puncher. They stung you, but he threw them like lightning.
But I know we may actually see. So I always credit Richie with having this stinging punch. Really fast he was, really, really fast. I used to like sparring Ben Tilson. He was a good person to spar because you could throw everything at him, like bricks, boulders, and he was great to hit. And I spoke to him the other day. So here we go: Ajagba versus Goodall.
23 power punches, but 28 jabs for Efe Ajagba of 51 landed, and now it's all of it being put together to put Goodall on skates. And you see Goodall is in bad shape here as Efe Ajagba landing at will with the right uppercut, right hook. Goodall is not steady, and Efe Ajagba sees that, and he is going right after the Aussie, trying to finish the fight here in round number 4. And then
Well, I mean,
It looked like he was on bandy legs. a minute before that happened.
I mean, what could you say? It's like he just didn't want to know, isn't it? It's like being attacked by Wesley Snipes at a Demolition Man, though, isn't it? Really? I mean, that would have been great. But you know, take that. That should be your new nickname, Demolition Man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't want that. I mean, there was at least 30 seconds of him sort of going, really, please stop it, ref. Please stop it, ref.
Yeah.
Here it's coming.
Listen, it looked like it was on like giraffe legs.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, what do you say about it? I mean, he was in no position, was he? The referee stepping in. It was only just going to end one way.
Yeah.
But it's once again, it's a shame when it's like that, because obviously Goodall, he's more of a journeyman as a fighter. So when these guys are being given, they're there to do a job, right? The job of a journeyman is to make the other fighter look good. I mean, my brother was a journeyman for MMA, so my brother's nickname was 10-second Ben. Right?
Yeah, he made everyone look good.
He made everybody look good, except the guy, the one guy he beat, right? Which was
and that was by luck. He didn't even know he'd done that.
He didn't.
He surprised himself.
He did. But I'm proud of him. He'd been around the world to do things like that. But journeymen have a role to prove, and that is to make the other fighter look good. Was he making him look good? No, he wasn't, because he just didn't want the fight. Essentially, when it comes to the last.
So he's on bandy legs, so nah. I think if you're gonna fight a journeyman, make sure they come to fight.
Well, that's it. Especially ones that go out in a shield. So McKellen versus Makubu. Oh. He meant that. He
absolutely pulling him off.
The referee having to pull him off, wasn't he? He didn't want to see that. Look at this. And I think it sort of caught him with the right hand straight in, and that uppercut to the chin. And you can see the over the top right hand. I mean, that was a great shot. It was a really great shot.
Listen, those just short, precise and hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's how you're taught, isn't it? To bring the power in. Ain't bring it out here so they can see it. You're calling it a telegram before you hit someone.
I mean, it also depends on the personal attributes. I mean, for a heavyweight, I am actually short, so I was used to fighting on the inside, and obviously talking about Richie and Ben and even Danny and a few of the other lads. I mean, I was taught, for a heavyweight, T-Rex. You know what I mean? Little hands, little arms. I didn't really.
I was lucky. I had big long arms.
Yeah, and I think that I used to like fighting dirty on the inside, and because I couldn't reach. But anyway, that's exactly what he done. Nice short sweep, bang 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 on the chin, in and out it goes. Bryan versus Cheney. The WBA Continental North American Heavyweight title bout.
Once again, we'll take a look at this shot.
It's like a right hook. It comes across at least.
Oh!
Jesus.
Wow. Wow. So he lifts his head with the uppercut, so he puts his chin right in the air.
Yeah.
And has his head taken off. Bang! Oh, wow. Clonk. Right hand. He was out before he hit the floor. Absolutely out. And it looked like that was a Don King show. It was. Crack. Oh.
He meant that one. Brilliant.
Wow.
This guy, he just got him up on the ropes, give him a little left jab, held his head up there, and then was like,
boom.
Here it comes. Crack. Some of that. He probably flew back.
He was.
Tell you what, if he had there, he would have knocked all his hair out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He probably took the tooth out, I would have thought. That was a proper KO. That was. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for joining us for another episode of Got Chin. Do not forget O'Hara Davis looking for sponsors around the £1,000, $1,000 mark. Do get in touch with us if you want to be represented there for the WBA World Championship in December. Let me know and I'll pass the details over to his manager and, of course, his trainer. Also, don't forget to download our app. It's there. It's free. Have your say on the most controversial fights in boxing. And we'd love for you to join us again next week on Got Chin, bringing you another weekend's action after the Newcastle show that we're going to, bud. Once again, thanks to my good pal Max, and we'll catch you again soon on the next one. Bye.